and make yourself
Okay. Thank you. All right. I have a whole bag of animals. I want you to tell me what they are. Okay? Now this is a wild one. You know the difference in a wild animal and a non-wild animal?
Yes.
What kind of animal is this? Raise your hand and tell me. Okay, Cyrus. A tiger. You want to hold the tiger? You have the same exact thing? Let me see if you can figure this one out. This is another wild animal. What is that? That's a zebra duck. That's right. Okay, wait a minute. I got another one in here. Ooh, this will be a hard one. You know what that is? Okay, right there, Leanna. A rhino? You want a rhino? Okay, I'm going to get into some of the wild animals. Now, this is one that I don't know if you've ever seen a real one unless you went to the zoo and there was one. What is this? What is it? A giraffe. Okay. Now, let me see if I got another kind of wild one. Oh, this is a great wild one. What is that? That's a lion. That's right. Okay. Now, I've got some animals of the sea here. Can you tell me what this one is? What is it?
A dolphin.
That's a dolphin, isn't it? Now, this is going to get a little bit harder. It's getting a little bit harder. Can you tell me what this one is? It's not a shark. It's a whale, but what kind? It's called, what do you know? Do you know, what is it?
It's an orcas.
An orcas.
Or a killer whale.
A killer whale, that's right. That's right. Okay, now this one, I've seen a real one of these. What is that? Cecile? It's a special kind of, what do you think? What is it? A humpback whale, you're right. Okay. Let's see if I got any other wild ones. Oh, here's a wild one I forgot to talk about. What's that? Hannah? That's an elephant, right. Okay. And, let me see. Now, I've got... Do you like horses? Okay, there's a gray kind of horse. Here's another kind of horse. You see that? Well, I'm going to give that one to Leanna. Okay. I'm going to give this one to Cyrus. Do you want a white one or do you want a black horse?
That's a full-blown
The
black
white?
stallion.
Okay. What would you like? Would you like a black one?
What is this one?
I've got another.
What?
I've got a couple more.
I do not want the black stallion.
Which one would you like?
This one.
Okay. And you two guys? I'll have to get you one later, Nico, okay? Now, tell me something. Why do you think God made animals anyway? Do you know why God made animals? Do you like animals? You love animals? Okay, I'm going to tell you real quick some things that I think is the reason that God made animals. I think God made animals because He likes them and He just delights. You think God laughs? I think animals do funny things. And Sue said that her animals make them laugh and smile every day. And I think God laughs and smiles at animals too. A second thing is, animals help the world to work. Have you ever thought about it that bees, little bees, go around, what do?
They make honey.
They make honey. They can sting you, so that you keep away from the back end of them, don't you? But they pollinate flowers. Did you ever see the Bee movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they pollinate flowers, but not only flowers, but all the kind of plants that grow food, they need pollination, and they do that.
I saw it.
Hmm? You did see it then? Good.
I watched Star Wars.
Okay. Star Wars and the Bee movie. Okay. Birds spread seeds around, and that puts plants all over the earth, and animals fertilize the world too. But here's another thing that you might not have ever thought of. Everybody hold up the horses that I showed you. Okay, animals help us to do our work. Just think, animals like horses and mules and oxen, they can pull heavy loads and carry heavy loads, and camels, people can ride them and they can carry heavy loads. And then people, sometimes Isla the dog comes here. Remember, she's a service dog that people can pet and helps them feel better. And then there's seeing eye dogs that help us. When blind people are blind, they help lead them. And then there's dogs that I know about that can tell if somebody's having a problem, like if they have a disease called diabetes, it can tell if they're having blood sugar problems, and it will come alert them. So dogs help us with our work. Also, animals feed us. Did you know that? How many of you had an egg this morning?
I had egg.
You had an egg? Do y'all ever have those, what do y'all call them, eggs looking at me? Yeah, and that comes from animal. What kind of animal does an egg come from? A chicken, that's right. And sometimes we eat meat. How many like hamburgers? Okay. And how many eat fish?
Oh,
And shrimp. Okay.
sure.
Animals are there and we eat the animals. Also, animals clothe us.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they take the skins and have made clothes. In the ancient world, a lot of their clothes was made out of that. But this is made out of animals right here. You got shoes on. Sometimes they're leather.
We're animals.
When we're animals too, that's right. Okay. Sometimes we use their wool. What kind of animal makes wool? A sheep makes wool, don't they? And you take it off and they make cloth out of it, different kinds of wool fabric out of it.
I got
And
sweater.
like your wool sweater, right? Made out of sheep. Okay, also, here's two more things that animals do for us. Animals teach us lessons. You ever thought about that? Jesus said we can look at the birds and God takes care of them. God feeds the birds and He will feed us. We just go about our work and God will take care of it. The Bible says, look at the ants, how they work so hard. And that we can learn from that not to be lazy. Animals teach us lessons. People have looked at animals like birds flying. And can you fly?
No.
But what people can't fly, because tomorrow I'm getting on an airplane and I'm going to fly down to Atlanta. You know, there was a time before anybody could do that, but when they watched how birds fly, people invented airplanes. And so we learned from that. And then fish go under the sea. Can people go under the sea? Well, we can in a way, because we have submarines. But I've never really been in a real submarine that went under the ocean, but they have submarines and people can go under the water, and people learn how to take oxygen, put a mask on, and go down and skin dive. We got that from looking at animals doing things that we wanted to do. And, let's see, hold up your bear again. There you go. Do you see, what color is his uniform?
Green.
It's more than green. It's,
Green, tan, and black.
what do you call that?
Camouflage.
Camouflage. You know, a lot of animals have taught humans how to make camouflage because the animals sometimes blend in. You don't even see them. When we lived in Africa, there were animals that they might be there, but the way that they were colored, you wouldn't even see them unless you looked really hard. And people began to realize we can also make camouflage. Yes?
If it's snowy and bunnies and foxes get covered in snow, they can camouflage in the snow.
That's right. They can. And they'll learn how to, if there's some animal coming that they might get them, they know how to bury down in the snow and get away from them. And some animals shed their dark hair and grow real white hair during the winter because it blends in better. And so we have learned about those things too. And one of the biggest things that I think we did today when we brought all of our animals, this is one of the other reasons I think God made animals. Because animals can be our friends. Do you have a friend that's an animal? And you have a name for the animal? Yes.
Our Aunt Janet has 2 dogs. One of them's named Shadow, and he's my best friend.
He's your best friend. Okay. And so God made animals for all these wonderful reasons. Are you happy God made animals?
Yes.
I'm happy God made animals. So, what I want you to do is grab your animal that you brought and hold it up. And we're going to all have a blessing of the animal. Will y'all all say this blessing with me at the same time over all of these animals at one time? You see where the blessing of the animal is in your bulletin?
Pastor, can I like Darth Vader?
You like Darth Vader? I'll be talking to your mom. I'm glad you like Darth Vader. In the end, he ended up being a pretty good guy in the end, right? Okay, let's say a blessing for all of our animals, the ones that are back home, the ones that we have brought. And remember what Miss Peggy taught you about a blessing today. We can be a blessing. Animals are blessings to us, and God bless them, and God blesses us, and wants us to bless. So, let's all say it together. You say it with me. Ready? Bless, O Lord, these creatures, and fill our hearts with thanksgiving for their being. Amen. We can be grateful for all creatures of our God and King. Now, the Bible says God watches over us just like God watches over every tiny sparrow. So let's open our hymnal to number, Faith We Sing, to number 2146, are the words of His eye is on the sparrow, printed right there in your bulletin. And let's sing that wonderful song.